No pun intended, fantasy football highlights brought to you by Hot Pockets, where every bite is a different temperature. And with week 3 underway, we'll take a look at a team who is burning everybody's mouths, the Chocolate Herd. The fantasy football rookies are coming off their second straight victory in their league debut as they were able to shut down former two-time NFL.com fantasy football champion Jason LaRoche in their week 2 matchup, making a strong statement in their inaugural virtual gridiron appearance as they are now ranked number 2 overall in the league's power rankings. The Chocolate Herd will continue to make it known that they demand to be heard as the black male strippers get set to take on the defending Western Division champs, the Birmingham Bin Blaas. The Bin Blaas are off to a rough start to their 2019 campaign, coming off a hard-fought losing effort to longtime rivals the ATLiens, their second of the season, at the hands of an 89-yard touchdown by Odell Beckham Jr. We'll see if the Bin Blaas can figure out a new way to spread their legs at an even more compelling discount price en route to their first win of the season in order to keep their hopes of defending the Western Division Championship and beyond alive. Up next is a fierce Western Division rivalry as Vincis Ear Virus get set to take on Daddies. The Vincis Ear Virus are coming off a tough loss of their own as Jason Knoll and the IT crew had something to prove after suffering a narrow defeat to Jason LaRoche in a Week 1 game dubbed the Battle of the Jasons. But alas, the IT crew was able to run all of the formulas once more and had all the right data to put up a firewall against Da Vinci's Ear Virus' ferocious bites. We'll see if the Earbiters can sharpen their teeth and chomp down even harder this week as they look to get a win over the league's other Jason LaRoche, aka Coach Clapp, team owner of Daddies. Daddies is also coming off a tough loss as they were unable to consume enough Dr. Pepper to keep up with rookie sensation Josh Brown in a Week 2 loss in a highly defensive battle. But Jason LaRoche packs quite the bite of his own as rookie wide receiver DJ Chark continues to gain a lot of buzz throughout the league. We'll see whose bite is more potent as Jason LaRoche looks to become the second consecutive Jason to earn a victory over Da Vinci's Earbiters. Up next in our Week 3 matchups is yet another Western Division matchup as the IT crew gets set to take on the ATLiens. The IT crew was able to take Da Vinci's Earbiters team owner Tom Schroeder to school as they were able to come up with a new equation for victory after a tough loss to Daddies in the season opener. And it seems as though the self-proclaimed half-smart bank breaker is coming out of his fantasy football retirement with a vengeance. We'll see if the IT crew can write up yet another equation for victory as they run a PDF search for their Week 3 opponent's game plan. The ATLiens enter Week 3 after returning from a mission for vengeance of their own, as they were able to probe their longtime division rivals in a Week 2 victory, effectively resulting in the Birmingham Bin Blaas' legs being snapped shut for the second time this season. We'll see if the ATLiens can continue to extend their probe as they seek their second victory of the season. Up next, it's our official game of the week as Money Team travels to take on the St. Louis Lot Lizards. Money Team entered Week 2 as heavy favorites against the constipated Leather Daddies as they've consistently managed to put up over 140 fantasy points in each of the first 2 weeks this season. But the Leather Daddies were able to lube up and slide right past Lamar Peoples in what is perhaps the most shocking upset of the season early on in the season. It was a dark day for Money Team as they were welcomed back at the Hoppy Couples tap room, being served only lukewarm Milwaukee's best. We'll see if Money Team can make a larger deposit of victory into their bank account and stay sober long enough to pull off their second victory as they enter Week 3 as favorites yet again, ahead of their matchup against the defending league champion. After a drama-filled Week 2 that saw team owner Rick Horn being forced to relocate the team from Pastafaria to St. Louis, the defending champ was able to hold it together as the fans in St. Louis packed the Dome at America's Center and made it just as tough of a venue for opposing teams as it has been since 1995. And the Lot Lizards were able to get on their knees and pull out a victory over Tebows Hoes. The task ahead of them is an intimidating one, as the fans in the Gateway City will hope to play a big factor against the league's overall highest scoring squad. Moving right along, we'll take a look at yet another Eastern Division rivalry as the constipated Leather Daddies get set to host Sacs in the City. The 2018 Queen of the Scoreboard enters Week 3 after coming off a heartbreaking loss to the newly minted #1 overall ranked Bama Boat Snacks, as Sacs in the City's defense fell just narrowly short of pulling off their second victory of the season amidst a heated longtime division rivalry. Team owner Bethany Horn will be putting her team through the ringer on the virtual practice field hard this week as she hopes to make a stylish comeback en route to her second victory of the season. The Leather Daddies, on the other hand, are coming off the league's performance of the week, scoring an unbelievable 163.8 points over #Money Team, despite being heavy underdogs on the road. The victory saw a huge uptick in sales at team owner Danny Gilmore's online sex shop, Total Fallacy, and he'll look to have his fecal leather pads strapped on tight once again as the Leather Daddies pursue their second victory of the season. Last but certainly not least in our Week 3 matchups almost seems unfair, as the #1 ranked Bama Boat Snacks travel to take on the dead last ranking Tebows Hoes. The Demon Barber of 5th Fleet slices and dices his way into Week 3 after pulling off a hard-fought victory over longtime division rivals Sacs in the City, and has his barber chair seated at the very top of the league's power rankings. A huge turnaround from the Bama Boat Snacks from the start of the inaugural no-pun-intended fantasy football season that saw them losing every game throughout the first 6 weeks of the season. We'll see if the Demon Barber of 5th Fleet can sharpen his clippers with even more of a jagged edge in order to maintain his perfect record. This week he'll line up across from the dead last ranking Tebows Hoes on the virtual gridiron, who are coming off yet another tough loss as they were unable to keep their pimp hand strong against the St. Louis Lot Lizards. Many can attribute this to such a risky draft, but it does seem they have 99 problems, and now it's 99 plus 1, as they'll be without star wide receiver Antonio Brown for the foreseeable future due to an unfair treatment of Tebows Hoes. We'll see if team owner Kyle Curry can get it together and pull off the upset in order to officially avoid being labeled as a pimp in distress. That's it for your highlights from the No Pun Intended Fantasy Football League News Hub. Be sure to check your lineups ahead of Sunday's games, and we will see you on the virtual gridiron.